Hi, everybody. Let me go on ahead and get my comments going here. Also to my banner, that is my blog. Anytime you want to stay in touch with me, see what I have going on, come back, watch a replay of something, that is the place to go, my Simply Sweet Ink Designs blog. So guys, welcome. Thank you for joining me this Friday. I hope y'all are having a wonderful weekend. It looks like we're having a little bit of chilly weather here in San Antonio for the next few days. Not too bad though. All right, so as you hop on, say hello. Let me know who is on here with me. And if you stop by later to watch the replay, I would love for you to say hello. I welcome you and I appreciate you stopping by. All right, guys, so a lot of fun things today. First thing, as you see, I have already selected a winner from last week's share. That is Myrtle Oil. I hope I'm saying your last name correctly. Myrtle, I'm going to message you, but I am going to need for you to send me your email address or like your mailing address so that I can send you your happy mail. Myrtle is going to be receiving, let's see, what do we have? 5 cards, really beautiful little cards, as well as the gift bag that we made the other week. So Myrtle, if you're on or if you stop by, please message me and let me have your mailing address so I can send that to you. All right, for next week, if you share this week, I will draw a winner next week for the Hive embossing folder. And in fact, this is actually what we're going to use, one of the products we're using today for our Faker Shaker card. That's just fun to say. All right, so guys, couple things coming up. I want to let you know I have a really fun free project kit for you. You want to hear about it? All right, let me tell you about it. So if you place an order of $50 or more in my online store, I will send you a free project kit, and it's to make 4 of these really sweet little cards with the Adorable Owl stamp set. Now you will also you're going to get that Adorable Owl stamp set. So if you didn't get it during celebration, guess what? This is your chance to get it. Also you're going to receive 6 by 12 sheets of the Dandy Designs Designer Series paper. Of course, obviously the pre-cut project supplies that you'll need, and the envelopes, and then little bits of an embellishment there. Now, in order to take advantage of this, I really need you to do something for me. I need you to register first, okay? There is a link here in this post. Follow that link, register to reserve your project kit before you order, because I only have so many of these left. I sent out an early exclusive to my email list the other day, and so most of the project kits are already gone. I do still have a pretty good amount left, so make sure you register first. So I would hate for you to order and then I have run out. But if you're able to order, then you're good to go. All right. You have 48 hours after you reserve your kit to place that $50 order in my online store. So if you have any questions, just reach out. Now, speaking of ordering, I need to talk to you. Guys, guess what's happening? Not long from now, 6 weeks from now, these 2 catalogs are going to retire. So go check your supplies, particularly the inks right now. I don't know if you've heard we're having a color refresh. It changes, but it's roughly about every 5 years. And guess what? This is the 5-year mark. And so they are going to be getting rid of some of the colors that are part of our core color families and replacing them with some new ones. But also too, we have let me see, I meant to mark it earlier. We have the 2021-2023 in colors, the Polished Pink, Pale Papaya, Evening Green, Soft Succulent, and Fresh Freesia. They are retiring at the end of April. I think it's like May 1st. But right now, they're already on low inventory for the ink pads. And Stampin' Up's going to be announcing the retirement list here pretty shortly this month. And once that happens, things that are retiring go very quickly. So go check all your ink pads, see if you need any re-inkers for any ink pads that you want to make sure you have plenty of ink for. And plus 2, you can order that. And if your order is $50 or more, you can get that free project kit. Also too, I'm doing a March Mystery Hostess Month. So in addition to the free project kit, you can also too get some entries into my March Mystery Hostess Month. That I'm going to select one person. They're going to get all of the host rewards from the host code. And right now, guys, it's looking really sweet. Somebody's going to get a really nice shopping spree. So make sure to take advantage of that. That is now any of my other offers that I have, like if you're part of my club, I have different pricing for that. This would exclude that. but you can combine the free project kit and the March Mystery Hostess. So for those who are part of my club, I know that's been a question because you have a little bit different pricing on your suggested supplies. So, all right, guys, so let's go ahead. Let's get into the project today. Now, last week I did share with you how to make this really cute little treat box with the mini pocket envelope dies. And so if you missed that, don't worry. You can, if you're on my email list and you didn't get the email last week, or maybe you've subscribed since last week, it will be at the very bottom of tomorrow's email. And that email will go out at 3 o'clock Central Standard Time. So don't worry, it's there. There's a video also. You'll have both the project sheet and the video in the email tomorrow. And we do have here are the projects for the April Sweet Creations Club. So you can check on that, click on that link, check that out. And you can either subscribe monthly, get my kits each month, or you can just try it for 1 month. I do have a 1 month option as well. It doesn't earn the club perks, but you can still try it out. All right. So today we're going to be using the Queen Bee bundle. This is the focus for the April Sweet Creations Club. And guess what? It is back in stock. I am so happy. So if you need to order this for your club, or if you just like it like I do, this has actually become one of my favorites, then it is back in stock for you to order. Also, too, this is the beautiful shapes dies, and these make such wonderful little hives, like little beehives. And so I'm going to show you how we do that today. This is an online exclusive called Radiating Stitches dies, and it is becoming one of my go-to favorites. I love all these really cool radiating lines on these stitch dies. So we're using that today as well. And the shaker card that we're going to make today was actually inspired by my team member, Nathan Spear. Next Friday, he and I are actually going to be doing an in-person retreat here in San Antonio. And he designed a project kit with the Taco Fiesta stamp set. And so I just had to show you his card. It is a really cute little faux shaker card, or a faker shaker. I think that's fun. So I thought it would be fun to do one that's very similar with the Queen Bee bundle. So this is what we're going to do. Let me pull it out. Really beautiful. I'm still sticking with those same colors. So if you're part of my club, you've got 2 extra bonus ideas that you can print out those project sheets or save them to your computer to be able to get even more fun out of your Sweet Creations Club. All right, so that's what it looks like. And then in the background, the hexagon is actually embossed with the Hive embossing folder. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to get our supplies. Now, if you're on my email list, or if you haven't joined my email list, make sure you join today so you get that email tomorrow. I have the instructions and the supplies that I am using today with some pictures on how to put the project together. All right, really fun. It'll be in your email box tomorrow. All right, so let's get started. And you know what, guys? I forgot to do my little quick reference. Oh, that's not too hard. It's pretty easy today. All right, so let's start off with a piece of thick, basic white cardstock. Now this measures 4 1/4 by 11 inches, and it is scored down the middle at 5 1/2 inches. Just our basic portrait card base. So we're going to set that aside for just a moment. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of the Abigail Rose Designer Series paper. I love this. It's got some really beautiful prints, but it also too has some grays that you can pull out. And so that's what I chose to do for the Queen Bee projects for next month's club. And so what we're going to do is I have already pre-cut out a hexagon from the beautiful shapes dies. And then what I did, some of this I prepped ahead of time just to get us started, is I took and I ran it through the embossing folder, and it made a really pretty beehive. So really, really fun little accent for our card today. Now what I'm going to do, oh dear, I need a new glue. Let's pray that this will last me through the live today, because I meant to replace it yesterday and I forgot. All right, and I will tell you, you do not want to use tape on this. I tried using the tape, the seal tape, and it just peeled off with all of that embossing. It just peeled off the layers. So you really want to use glue. Guess what, guys? I think I'm going to have to pull out. No, maybe not. Okay, I think I can make it. Just need just enough for today. Ooh, I may have to. I think I need to. Hold on, guys. Let me get some glue. Sweet. I had a new one ready to go. Awesome. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're just going to center it the best that we can onto our piece of designer series paper. Now the measurements for this is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And there's a reason for that, because in our next step, we are going to cut out a frame. And the frame is just a little bit bigger than that. So we wanted this to be able to be hidden underneath so that we don't see our edges. Now to get this frame, what I did is I took this large Radiating Stitches die, laid it down onto my cardstock, it's like a 1/4 sheet of cardstock, laid it down, and then I put this inside. This is a stitched rectangle, and let's see, this stitched rectangle, it measures, it measures approximately 2 3/4 by about 4 1/8. And so you can rest that inside and then die cut it out, and then there's your frame ready to go. Okay, so I've already done mine ahead of time, so that we have in place. So let's go ahead, let's start with this. Now, once I have this, it's nice and dry, I'm going to take a cello envelope. This is just one of Stampin' Up's clear cello envelopes. I am going to stick it inside the envelope here. This is where the faux shaker comes. Instead of using acetate sheets, the envelope is going to serve as our acetate. Now, if anybody saw my blooper yesterday, I had a little bit of an issue with my sequins. Let's hope I do better today. So we're going to take the Sparkle and Shine sequins. It's got some really fun little stars and circles and little tiny little micro beads in here. And we are going to open up our packet, or open up our envelope, and we're going to sprinkle some in. However much you want, however much, however little. Yes, I did it, and I didn't spill anything. Yay. Okay, awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this piece of designer series paper in the corner, and I'm going to remove this little backing, and I'm going to snugly just adhere the flap over. All right. Then next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and we've got this little section here, I'm going to fold it over, and I'm going to use Scotch tape, just clear Scotch tape. If you don't have Scotch tape, just use whatever you have. That'll work. You can use, if you have washi tape, you can use that as well. And so we're just going to tape down these ends so that we have so it's nice and flat. Okay. So there we go. We got our shaker part right there. Really easy. I'm going to kind of push that down. Now what I want to do is I want to take tear and tape. And so with the tear and tape, we're going to go around the edge on the back of our shaker. I want to go pretty close to the edges. And then we're going to adhere it onto our card base. Nice thing about this tear and tape, it literally, you just tear it. Tear off what you need. Remember that red stuff that, you had to like cut it and it would like get stuck everywhere? Well, this one, you don't have to worry about that. Just tear what you need. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get this on. Remove our backings. Oops, does not want to come off. There we go. One more. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to center this. Make sure you have it positioned correctly. And then we're going to just center it onto our card base right here. Now, it's kind of a one-shot deal because that tear and tape is not very forgiving, okay? All right, I think that looks pretty good. Fingers crossed. I think I got it. All right, so let's press down. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our frame and then we're going to use some foam adhesive strips. These are really nice, thin little strips. They're great for when you're doing things like this, like frames. And so we're just going to go around and add these little strips. See, it looks like I need another one. Let's do one more. Okay, so now I'm just going to take the little paper backings off. Don't need that. That's too much. All right, so here comes the fun part. We need to position this over our shaker so that it's centered and covers all of those edges. So hopefully I can get that. I think we're going to be good. All right, yes, there we go. All right, so there's our faker shaker. All right, so now we're going to decorate it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of thick basic white cardstock and our basic gray. Remember last week we did this, nothing new. Take our bee stamp and we're going to stamp our bee on the paper. We're going to also too, as I die cut out from the bee dies, or the queen bee dies, as I die cut out this really pretty, they have a label, a little sentiment label for you. So I'm going to take the birthday and I'm going to stamp the birthday on here. And that's all the stamping we have. Now for the flowers in the bee, you can take and you can color those in, all right? Go ahead and do that. There's lots of little flowers there. Now I went ahead and I have already colored those in for us, kind of speed things up. I've die cut it out with the queen bee dies. And so now we're just going to add our elements on. Now another thing I did is I die cut out 1 large flower and 2 small flowers from the queen bee dies. Now what we want to do, let's take the bee first, and I'm going to add dimensionals just kind of right here on the top and bottom. The only thing is the height of my foam adhesive strips is a little bit more than my dimensionals. So I'm going to remove the paper backing and I'm going to stack them. So we're going to have another layer of dimensionals so they're too high. And that will give me enough lift to be able for my bee to sit over on top of my frame here. So I'm just going to adhere the bee right there on the beehive. Then next, I'm going to take the sentiment label. I'm going to add, again, stack my dimensionals just at the top of the label, though. I don't need it on because I'm going to have it rest right inside here, this lip of my frame. So again, let's stack those dimensionals. And then we're just going to have that rest right there onto our frame. And then what I want to do now is I'm going to take the large dimensional. Now this one, I do not want to have lifted up. I feel like I am going to be fine if I just add a little bit of glue. And I'm going to put it right here in the corner of my sentiment. Let's have it sit there for a second. Oops, I may not have the glue in the right place. Let's put that right there. There we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little one and I'm going to use mini dimensionals. Used a lot of different adhesives today. We use mini dimensionals, regular dimensionals, tear and tape, foam adhesive strips. You kind of just bring out the whole thing today. So I am going to just add my little flower right there in the corner. I'm going to add my other flower in the opposite corner. And then last, what I want to do is I'm going to take my pearls. Now we actually sell 2 different kinds of pearls and it really doesn't matter which one. One's more opaque or iridescent, I think is what they call it. So you can use that one. But I am going to use this one. And I'm going to put a little pearl on the big flower and a little pearl on the little flower. And one more. And that is it, guys. That is the project. Really, really simple, really just beautiful. Coordinates beautifully with all those other queen bee projects. All right, guys, let me see. I want to take a look at your comments. Oh, hey, Connie, Simone, Crystal, Lori, Mary Alice, Marilyn, Laura. Oh, my goodness, there's so many of you joining me today. Jean, I saw you earlier. Nancy. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. I did want to let you know, as I mentioned earlier, Nathan and I are going to be doing an in-person retreat next Friday. So I'm not going to be live next Friday to share a project with you. I am hoping, if it's not too crazy busy at the retreat, that I can at least maybe pop in real quick for a hello, kind of give you an inside look at the retreat next weekend, maybe for a couple of minutes if you'd like to see that. So guys, I appreciate you watching today, and I look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. All right, take care. Bye, guys.